The Combat Pack 3 DLC plans are still up in the air. Is it happening? Is it not happening? We really don't know. But if a hypothetical Combat Pack 3 did happen, because of science, I could safely say I know who you, yes, you watching this video would want in a Combat Pack 3 for MK1. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Dynasty back with yet again another MK1 MK Uno cringe update on this Friday afternoon because a few days ago, I decided, you know what, let's just gauge the interest of characters not in MK1. So I pieced together a voting poll, and it essentially had every single Mortal Kombat character that wasn't featured in the main roster and cameo roster for MK1. Had them all on this voting poll. I said, pick 6, cast your votes, only do it one time, don't cheat. And the results are insane. It was overwhelming, to be honest, because a lot of stuff I could take from the results, from just a quick glance. Kind of shocking that the top 6, which would have been our hypothetical combat pack if we didn't include a guest character, they're all characters that were in Mortal Kombat 11, a game that, at the time, a lot of people hated, yet we want a lot of those MK11 characters to come back. Floyd, right outside the top 6. Yes! Newcomer, that loved, compared to characters that have been around for decades. Floyd nearly cracked the top 6, so that was pretty awesome. So I'm gonna do a deep dive and overview of all the data collected after these 3 days of waiting to see who you want in the Combat Pack 3. Before I do, though, if you guys do me a solid, it takes you a second, drop a like on the video. I want to say a massive shout out to my boy Super. Super actually shared my voting poll, took part in it, and gave it to you guys in the description of his video. So, yo, Super, I love you. Thank you for supporting ya boy. And honestly, it's really nice to see the community kind of just get together and be positive with Mortal Kombat 1. Don't get it twisted. Like, I still don't really play this game too often these days. It's just not what I would want in a Mortal Kombat game. The gameplay, the cameo system, it's not for me. However, I know a lot of you guys really do love the current state of the game. And if you're enjoying MK1, that's awesome. So it was nice to kind of be positive and not just be really negative despite us, again, not knowing if this game will keep getting support or not. I hope it does for you guys. Personally, I would rather us go on to the next game, but if you guys really do think you deserve a Combat Pack 3, you deserve a Combat Pack 3. I just, 1% chance. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe a few cameos, but that's it now. I'm going to stop yapping. Let's break down the data, and let's get into it. So chances are you probably already saw this image just because it was the thumbnail of this video, but like I was saying, without knowing the exact order of everybody, just looking at the top 6, here's your top 6. Nightwolf, Scarlet, Fujin, Aaron Black, Jade, and Cabal. I think if this was a hypothetical Combat Pack 3, no guest character, you've got so many fan favorites on both sides of it all. For the men, for the woman, everybody wants Jade, everyone wants Scarlet, everyone misses Nightwolf and Cabal, everybody likes the Cowboy, and of course, come on, the Wind God, Fujin. I think you guys did my voting poll some justice because these are some fucking perfect selections. I just kind of wanted to kick things off with some positive again, positive hype. This is awesome. Let me actually break down all the data. Alright, so here we go. This is the raw data that I hope is not completely inaccurate. Obviously, I mentioned only vote one time. It does track your IP address, but if somebody used a VPN, they could have just broke this whole thing. But for the most part, I do think you guys probably didn't cheat too much. And number 1, at the very top, Jade. Jade had 9.7% of the entire voting poll. That is overwhelmingly desired. 623 votes. To give you an idea, Floyd, who almost cracked the top 6, 319, damn near almost doubled Floyd's number. So, safe to say, the most in-demand character for Mortal Kombat 1 is Jade. Obviously, you guys have probably been watching the channel for a while now. You remember Fate Unknown came out and mentioned in that final Combat Pack 3 before it all got scrapped because of poor Chaos Reign sales. One of those characters was Jade. And going back to the day 1 build of Mortal Kombat 1, in the game's source code, Jade had intros facing off against Natara. So I've been saying it for a while now. Jade in this game kind of reminds me of Melina back in Mortal Kombat 11 as a DLC character. It's kind of the same vibe I'm getting. So Jade's just kind of filling that Molina role for the DLC this time around, and honestly, I think it's justified. Back at MK11, she was OP as hell, but ultimately, I think it would be cool to see Jade make a comeback, and so do you guys. So, yo, there you go. Now, making our way to the number 2 spot with 7.37% of the votes, 473. We have, yet again, another MK11 character, Nightwolf. This time, though, a DLC character, which I think has always been super underrated. Leading into this whole MK1 reboot, Liu Kang's new era, things are gonna be changed. If there was one gender swap I was kind of expecting, it was probably gonna be Nightwolf as a woman, because going back to his Mortal Kombat 11 ending, that's when we pretty much learned for the first time that Nightwolf is like a mantle that can be passed on generation to generation, and they kind of alluded to that being a thing for this game. Honestly, it was a pleasant surprise to see an OG from Mortal Kombat 3 this high up here. Just because Nightwolf isn't in this game doesn't mean we forget him, so yo, shout out to Nightwolf fans out there. Number 2 spot, which I honestly wasn't expecting. I was thinking top 10, but number 2, man, no, I guess the ultimate sacrifice back in the 2011 MK9 reboot is not forgotten. We'll never forget what you did for the franchise, Nightwolf. You had to do what you had to do. So, now making our way to the number 3 spot, we have, again, another MK11 character, Skarlet! A character that finally got reintroduced for the first time since Mortal Kombat 9's inception. Back at MK11, I really do like how they presented Skarlet in that game. I loved her gameplay. I love the fact that she was like a day 1 beta build character. She stuck with us throughout the whole life cycle of that game, and boy was she fun to use. So honestly, I feel like with us essentially having like every male ninja in Mortal Kombat 1, if you're gonna give us Jade, you gotta give us Skarlet, right? Again, I'm a sucker for like the blood, projectiles, and gameplay. I understand that we already have Natara, and maybe the blood is not needed this time because of that, but dude, I like Skarlet. I wish we had Skarlet, and if we do get a Combat Pack 3, it's good to know that you guys agree with me and you think she deserves a spot on the roster. Now, making our way to number 4 with a cursed number on this Good Friday, we have Kabal, the super speeder Kabalin master himself. Again, another Mortal Kombat 11 character, another OG from way back in the day. To no one's surprise, the OG characters are definitely more loved than, well, Devora way down here with 2.06%. But it's saying something when you see the likes of, like, Shinnok and Shiva way down here. Yo, you can't tell me Kabal isn't a fan favorite pulling these numbers. So, honestly, kind of a shocker to see that my Hook Sword Brotherin is still missing in this game. I understand that Movado has the Hook Swords. I understand that T-1000 stole from my boy Kabal. But in a perfect world where, oh, this character shares this moveset, we can't have them in the game. In a perfect world where we bypass that, I mean, just recently we had Sub-Zero and Frost. I would not mind having my Hook Sword fucking Kabal back. I'm just saying. So again, I wouldn't mind having Kabal make a comeback with Mortal Kombat 1's Combat Pack 3. So again, man, I was really elated to see that you guys pretty much picked some of the best characters you could have selected. Now, making our way to the number 4 spot, we have Erron Black. What can I say? It's probably the best character NetherRealm Studios has made since this whole reboot back in 2011, Mortal Kombat 9. I will stand by that. Erron Black is the best character NetherRealm has made in a long time. Maybe I'm biased because I'm also from Texas. He's a cowboy. Bro is just an all-around badass. He literally has 2 pistolas. Like a projectile of sand. I love him. MKX Comics was awesome. I love him. I love Erron Black. I miss Erron Black. His X-Ray back at MKX, the bullet and shit. Bro, MK11, the slap. Bro, I could go on for days about how OP this man was. So, yo, Erron Black, number 5 spot. Number 6 spot is Fujin. Again, an OG, to no one's surprise. Another Mortal Kombat 11 DLC character. 5.11% of the votes. And again, I showed you earlier, this would have been your hypothetical Combat Pack Jade, Nightwolf, Skarlet, Kabal, Erron Black, and of course, Fujin, who again, just kind of like Nightwolf, was kind of alluded to potentially being gender swapped. Maybe it'll still happen in the next game, I don't know, but at least that kind of coincides with like the lore. This whole fucking Sector and Cyrax shit came out of left field, but you know, we'll see what happens with Fujin, but all around, pretty happy with the top 6. Now let's make our way to the outer 6. At the number 7 spot, we have Floyd, the Pink Ninja, just damn near 10 or so votes from hitting that top 6. So, you know, that just goes to tell you that even though Mortal Kombat 1 had some horrible, horrible issues when the game launched, by the end of year 2, they introduced Floyd, the secret battle, the new stage. Man, it was probably the coolest thing to happen with Mortal Kombat 1, and guess what? Offline content! Remember when they used to say that fighting games couldn't be single-player experiences? Well, guess what? Floyd is nothing but that, and he's loved. He's revered. I've got a whole fucking statue made, dedicated to Floyd, the Pink Ninja, so I really do hope one day, really soon, we get to see this chameleon-esque character actually playable. Kind of OP, but I'm sure NetherRealm will find a way to balance the guy that has every ability from every other ninja. I'm sure they'll find a way. So yeah, that really did warm my heart. Floyd has some fans, and he's right there. Now, beneath Floyd, we have Kintaro at number 8 spot, 4.27. Again, Kintaro, a character that may or may not be like a cameo fighter, because there's some data that kind of suggests that he was at one point gonna be a cameo fighter, according to Interloco. So we'll see what happens. Same can be said for Shinnok. But we haven't seen Kintaro as a playable character, I want to say, since, like, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and that game came out almost, if not 2 decades ago at this point. Time flies. I'm getting old. So, yeah, man, if you're going to give us a 4-armed creature, you already gave us Goro as a cameo, but if there was one on the main roster, no Shiva, we had her last game. I think Kintaro deserves a spot, especially after being featured in that Mortal Kombat 11 Shang Tsung fatality with that new look that everybody loved. So, give me the Tiger Guy. I think the Tiger Guy is definitely worthy of the number 8 spot. Now, number 9, we get our first combat kit that's not already in the game. Cassie motherfucking Cage, which I think is pretty valid considering the fact that, well, Sonya is arguably the one cameo fighter that everybody wants to be on the main roster. If you can't get Sonya, might as well get her daughter, Cassie. And honestly, I do like Cassie despite her kind of being OP during the MKX story mode and defeating corrupted Shinnok with ease. Despite how that went down, I've always kind of liked Cassie. I've liked her fatalities, I've liked her intros, I've liked her moveset, I've liked her aesthetic. I used to like the shaved sides she had back at MKX, thought that was super cool. So, I'm a fan of Cassie. I think she's worthy of the number 9 spot, so I really do hope. Hey, she was featured again in the game's story mode on the pyramid before she gets killed by Katana. Spoilers. I'm sorry. Never say never. We'll see what happens. But then we get at the number 10 spot, the fucking Dragon King Onaga. I gotta clap. I gotta fucking clap. We get Onaga in the top 10. Again, if they are going to finally introduce Onaga to this Mortal Kombat reboot, this new timeline, maybe they tease it in a hypothetical Kombat Pack 3 story expansion. Maybe they give us a small crumb. A small crumb to keep us salivating at the thoughts of Mortal Kombat 13, MK2, whatever they call that game. I think Onaga is worthy of being in a Mortal Kombat game. He's featured in several endings over the years, but he hasn't been playable since what? Armageddon? He was the big bad in Deception. Deception, the game is called Deception because he deceives Shujinko. He was literally in the title, kind of that game. We haven't seen him since. Obviously, they probably only wanted to, like, reintroduce this big bad when they could do some justice to the character. I think the technology's there, a la T-1000 in his playstyle. I don't know why they're holding off on giving us the fucking Dragon King. Don't know, but I hope it happens. So, that's the top 10. Underneath Onaga 11, you got Kung Jin. So, Jackie is way down there, apparently. Then you get Kotal Kahn, who, again, I would not really complain if Kotal Kahn was in the top 6 and made it to a hypothetical combat pack 3. Probably gonna fight like Conan the Barbarian, but, you know, maybe you give him a wheelchair or something. Maybe he just uses Jade Staff. I don't know. Hataru, who I voted for. I want to see some Order Realm representation with Chaos Havoc, Titan Havoc being like the poster boy of our 1 expansion. I feel like Havoc and Hataru, them interacting in this timeline would be fucking gold. It would be money. It would be money. This guy Hataru does not care who you are. He lives and dies by order. That's his whole gimmick. I think you put that with the Chaos guy, bro, there's magic there. So maybe one day I get to see this guy get reintroduced because I feel like there's a lot of potential there, but cross my fingers. Then you get Chameleon, who is 2.39% of the votes compared to Floyd's 4.97, damn near almost 5. So some of you guys do miss Chameleon, the OG Floyd, but it really does seem like Floyd is kind of taking that all-in-one ninja character spot. I'm just saying. Chameleon, you're the OG, I respect you, but I don't know if we're ever gonna see you again. Then we get Draman, who again I also did vote for. The guy who throws flies as a projectile. He was essentially a serial killer in the fucking NetherRealm. He was Mortal Kombat's first real serial killer in lore. That's the coolest shit. So, Draman, I hope, would have been a cameo fighter because Boon was teasing leading up to this game. Goofy, weird characters can be cameos. I really thought the club, the wind-up club, the flies. No, nothing. No fucking Draman for me. But at least you guys haven't forgotten the NetherRealm serial killer. Then we get Shinnok, who is honestly kind of shockingly low. We haven't seen Shinnok in a minute. And it seems like you guys do not care about that bone shaper at all, which, to each their own, but damn. I thought he'd be a bit higher than that. D'Vorah below Shinnok is understandable considering the fact that she kills everybody. No one likes you, D'Vorah. No one. Except for the D'Vorah Twitter account that was casting spells on me for not wanting her to come back. She has some fans. 2%'s not, you know, it's not the worst. Then you have Kai, who again, we've not seen in forever. Forever! We've not seen Kai. So, again, higher than Bo Raicho, which is shocking. I get that we get Madame Bo, but Kai being more revered than Master Bobo? That's kind of shocking to me, at least. Then you get Shiva. Then you get Meat. Meat is way down here. Meat couldn't even crack 100 votes. Blaze. Some of you guys really do love Blaze, and for me personally, I've never really cared too much for him just because, like, Armageddon ending Blaze was kind of boring. Just the guy that did the Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst, rolling over and over again. I understand he's, at the time was being teased in, like, Mortal Kombat 2 backgrounds and stuff like that. And, like, the actual character was, like, a hidden character back in, like, Deadly Alliance. I understand there is lore to Blaze. I get it. For me personally, though, it's just always kind of been over my head, so I really don't have any fondness to Blaze, but I can understand why those who like Blaze voted for Blaze. It's a guy made out of molten rock and lava. Lava? Really? Just lava, right? Jackie! Jackie Briggs. Jackie at 1.11. I feel like everybody has, like, Jackie Briggs PTSD from the fucking spam back in the day in Mortal Kombat 11's hype days, but, you know. Jackie. Cetrion. Cetrion couldn't break 1%. Kronika couldn't break 1%. Like, mother like daughter. Taven. Taven's more revered than Dagon. Barely. 55 to 51. Collector. No one cares about you, Collector. I'm sorry, but you're essentially the IRS, which is really boring. Then we got Sonya with 47 votes. Now, I understand some of you guys typed in, like, Sonya Blade, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, you see, 16 votes still really wouldn't have made much of a difference. Would have maybe bumped her up to, like, this area or so. And, like, the Blaze territory really wouldn't have done much, if that. Maybe around here, honestly. So, Sonya, I'm honestly kind of shocked. I'm completely shocked because it seems like every day I see on X Twitter a demand for Sonya. So to see the numbers not really like respect what I see on Twitter, what's the word I'm looking for? Like represent what I see at least. English. What is English? Kind of shocking. Moloch, 42 votes. Nobody likes the Deadly Alliance sub-boss, it seems. Aqua, the character that may or may not be real, got more votes than actual real characters. Suhao, Tor, Mocap, Jarek. Serena, which I think is kind of cool because obviously she's already in the game, but seems like some of you guys want her on the main roster. But yeah, man. Did not expect to see Aqua to get more votes than even Tor. Tor is pretty cool. Therator was cool, right? Suhao's got the clap move and the ball, the pink ball, and the jump, and he's pretty fucking lame, huh? I guess I'm not really shocked that the guy with the beak gets more love than Suhao. Belloc got more votes than Mocap, so the cancelled Mortal Kombat Gold character is more loved and revered than Jarek. Jarek being this low is insane. Dairu got 14 votes. No one gives a fuck about Dairu. I think Dairu was the lowest character that was not listed. In terms of like Mortal Kombat characters that I actually had on the list, Dairu was the least wanted character. He got 14 votes. Jarek doubled it. I can't even say Jarek is hated when Dairu got 14, and if you're one of those 14 who casted that vote for Dairu, well, at least in this timeline, Havoc is Dairu. So, you know, you got him in the game. It's the best you're ever going to get. So, Michael Myers got 19 votes. I gotta do one of these, like, guest character polls as well. Hornbuckle getting more votes than Dairu. Ouch. And obviously, you guys had a bunch of guest characters. I said no guests, but I didn't stop y'all. Tremor is up there. The most wanted cameo on the other is Sonya. After that, it would be Serena. Not even Kano got more than 12 votes, man. Tied with Tremor. Honestly, I thought Tremor would probably get more love, but I guess. And there you go. Here's a list that, but here you go. Here's some of the other characters. It's kind of a shit show because that other option, it was taking votes from characters. But I think for the most part, we got a good gauge of interest. So, man, I had 1,000 participants. And there you go. Again, here's the graphic in all of its glory. Jade, Nightwolf, Scarlet, Cabal, Aaron Black, Fujin, Floyd, Kentaro, Cassie, and Onaga. That is your top 10. Kung Jin almost cracked the top 10 along with Kodo and Hataru, which again, shout out to you guys because those are some honestly pretty awesome choices. But guys, that is all I got for y'all today. What do you think if this was your hypothetical Combat Pack 3 right here, right behind me? Would you buy this for 30 bucks if it came with another story expansion and maybe like 2 or 3 cameos? Because I know for me, I'd buy this even though I'm not like a die-hard Mortal Kombat 1 fan. I think I could probably get my money's worth out of this, especially if these characters were actually featured in the story expansion. I think that would be a lot of hype, especially if the likes of like Countess Jade. What's Jade up to? What's Scarlet up to? What's Fujin up to? Aaron Black, the Earth Realmer who sides with Outworld. What are you up to? Cabal? Are you Black Dragon? Are you Red Dragon? Nightwolf? Are you a man still? I think it'd be a pretty solid pack. But if you enjoyed the video, it takes a second, drop a like on it, subscribe for more MK content like this on the channel. Till next time, been your host from Dynasty, guys. Please take care, stay safe, enjoy your weekend. I love ya. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Stepping on it crack, but I'm not superstitious. Count all these racks, I'll be steady, count on my dishes.